I'm going to combine the next two questions. It'll make sense in just a minute. So John says this: I'm a 55-year-old triathlete who's been racing shorter distances the past few years, sprint and Olympic, with plans to get back to the half Ironman distance this summer. For my strength work, I'm currently doing the 10,000 swing challenge for the month of January. It's been a nice change of pace, and I already feel the strength increases in the glutes and my grip. My question is, what should I do next? Prior to this, my program was based around 3 basic strength lifts with some plyos and a few accessory exercises. I have barbells and kettlebells and cable machine. Follow up. Mick asked this question. My question is, now that I'm over 55, do you see why I combined them? When are you writing a book targeting the over 55 crowd? We're all ready whenever you have the time to do it. High reps, lots of original strength, saunas, and waking up to the smell of coffee. Well, that is great, guys. I appreciate you both. Okay, so the reason I put them together is they both had a number that's important. And I wish I'd listened to this guy named Dan John. The guy's a genius, I tell you, a genius. I'm finally listening to his good advice. When you hit 55, folks, the rules change. Now, listen, I lift at Olympic lifting meets every year a couple times. I love them. But, folks, once you hit 55, 3 things you got to focus on. Body composition is crucial. I have been working diligently for a while to maintain my lean body mass. So one of the things I would recommend post 55 is that you think less and less and less about plyometrics and kettlebell swings and Olympic snatches. I know, I do them all. I get it. Just because okay. But what we really need to do is, and it's a glorious thing, is that after 55, you can finally train like a teenage boy and focus on bodybuilding, okay? It's wonderful. I'm doing bodybuilding exercises now. I feel really good. I'm shocked. But Mick brings up an important point, original strength. So when Mike and I train, Mark Warren Brown and I train 5 days a week together. After a set of incline benches, okay, I got the pump on. We sit down and we do original strength neck nods. Give me some other examples. After certain exercises, a good one is it's a strange one, but after I do a set of chin-ups, I do an original strength exercise that we call fro zones, but it's basically I think Tim calls them speed skaters, but if you got to call them fro zones after the Incredibles, and it's a 6-point. It's the opposite of a bird dog, where you drive the left heel back like a bird dog, but you'll drive the right hand not forward like a bird dog, but back towards the left heel. Fro zones. Yesterday I was doing Romanian, when I do my Romanian deadlifts, and I do sets of 12 to 15. The exercise we do is seated twists. So we do. So one of the things I'm trying to get across to both of you, this is a good time to finally bodybuild, but your bodybuilding, mixing your mobility work and your original strength book, your pressing reset, however you want to say it today. And of course, after every workout, both of you need to walk. Now, I realize that, John, you're a triathlete, and walking might not be something you want to do. But one of the things walking does for you, and this comes from the great Stu McGill, is the wonders it does for your lower back. For Mick, I love what you said about all the stuff, but you already seem to know it, so I'm not too concerned. But the next thing I don't want to skip is what Terry Todd called spring, and it's one of the first things I ever read online. It was over at Clarence Bass's site, and they talked about the importance of not losing your spring as you aged. And Clarence, in his books, does a really nice job with teaching us about, he steps on and off curbs as he walks, and sometimes there's a great picture in one of his books where he's going in to sit down, he's pretending he's an airplane coming into land. I love that kind of thing. But you need at some level to keep your spring I do it through the Olympic lifts. As a triathlete, you probably, John, you need to build it in somehow, whether it's hill sprints or with both the bicycle and running, but you got to keep that up somehow. I really think that we underestimate how age hits us post 55. I do. I do a couple things that helped me a lot. I've got a really good friend. He's 92. His name is Merrill. We every Thursday night we go to the senior center with a group of friends. I take Erica. He takes his wife Joyce, and we dance. And there's something illuminating about watching someone who's 92 dance all evening long. And I think, so one of the things I want you both to think about isn't so much like John in your case with the triathlon, or Mick in your case forcing me to write more, is that kind of start thinking long term, okay? The investments you make in your lean body mass at 55, the investments you make in your joint mobility and your relationship with the ground and your own personal space, and anything you can do for your spring, that little snap in your step, is going to be great. I wanted to, I get asked to speak at schools a lot, and I always want to tell a high school audience, of course they'd probably shoot me if I said it. I always want to tell high school audiences, stay out of debt as best you can. As I would just say, stay out of debt, and to quote Art Devaney, don't get fat. He said don't get fat in the first place. But if you're a teenager, don't do anything stupid. Don't start smoking. Don't do drugs. Don't drink. Don't be anything that's unfixable. Don't do. To people in their 20s, don't get into debt. Save for retirement. From 18 to 22. The eighth wonder of the world, compound interest kicks in. But when you get to 55, you should really be enjoying those investments. The money you saved at 18, the fact that you don't have to break a habit like smoking or whatever, the fact that you're not in, having to work crazy hours to pay off the idiotic debt that you don't even remember, buying some thing that you never actually used. Think back to when a friend of mine bought a Nehru jacket back in 1968, wore it one time and it was out of fashion. When you're 55, all those youthful investments, both investments by the doing and the investments of the not doing, are starting to pay off. And now at 55, you're investing into your health future. Work on your lean body mass, bodybuild. Do your joint mobility. I do original strength. Get your walking in, and like Mick says, get some higher rep bodybuilding in. Do lots of original strength. Do your saunas. Wake up to the smell of coffee, and try to wake up to the smell of coffee for a long, long time.